everyone, it's Tim Holtz, and it's the first Friday of the month of November 2015, which means it is time for the next distress color. Create your own kind of luck with the new Lucky Clover. This cool saturated green is just amazing. It means your creative curiosities will be full of good fortune. So of course, Lucky Clover comes in an ink pad, reinker, paint, stain, spray stain, and of course, the distress marker. And this is what's so great about this color that I love. This is just a green unlike anything that's in the distress palette. You can see how real saturated it is. When I said it's a cool saturated green, you can see that the color is really deep and really rich in the ink pad or spray stain or stain, even the marker. Now, of course, the paint, because it is a pigment, is going to be a little bit lighter, but it still has that really great green tone to it. Kind of even a jade green, I think, in the paint itself. So let's see how it lines up with the other colors in the distress palette. So here we have a comparison. We start here with Mowed Lawn, which is a bright green, and you can see how Lucky Clover is also a bright green. It's saturated, but different. It doesn't have as much yellow as Mowed Lawn does. And you can see that it's a really good complement with Pine Needles, because Pine Needles is also a deeper blue-green, but it's a darker shade of that Lucky Clover. And then we have Peeled Paint, one of my favorites, but you can see that is also a very yellow green. And then of course Forest Moss, which is a dark green. But you can see Lucky Clover, man, it fits right in. But I also wanted to compare how that lines up with the other greens that we've launched this year. You think, oh, another green. Well, the green so far, as you can see, Cracked Pistachio, Twisted Citron, and now Lucky Clover, all very, very different. Completely different properties when it comes to how it fits into the color palette. And so that's why I think Lucky Clover is really, really important. Of course, especially for the holidays, we have that true traditional green that many of you have asked for, but I just love the look of this shade. So now it's on to the blends. So of course we blend this with a lot of different colors, and you have to be careful when you're mixing greens really with any color, because you kind of get that mucky color. But what I like is that every single color I blend with, something different happens. So this first one, of course, Festive Berries, if we're thinking red and green, we're going a traditional palette. You can see here that Festive Berries is that deep, rich red, and Lucky Clover is that nice saturated green. And they look really good next to each other. Not so much the blend, but next to each other, I think they're really good for holiday projects. This blend, though, I really do like. This is Rusty Hinge. Now, Rusty Hinge is really nice because it is that orange, deep kind of umber color, but how it mixes with that green, I can see a lot of great patinas if I throw in maybe Mermaid Lagoon or Broken China. So I think that's really a cool blend. Then mix it with a yellow. Here I've taken Fossilized Amber. Now, Fossilized Amber, that really kind of buttery yellow, when we mix it with that vibrant green, we get a really interesting moss color, and I really like how this blend, it's completely different than Crushed Olive, so I really like that mix of those two colors, and I think I'm going to use this combo quite a bit, the Fossilized Amber, just because it's a dirtier yellow that really complements that kind of more vibrant green. Speaking of vibrant greens, look at this one. We had to include Twisted Citron. So this is that really bright lime green, but look at how nice that is with that bluer green of Lucky Clover. That blend is really, really nice because we do get kind of almost a turquoise teal color in there. A little bit lighter than, say, Peacock Feathers would be, but I think this is going to be a nice blend. Probably throw in some blues. But moving on to blue, I wanted to do a little bit of Salty Ocean. So Salty Ocean is a really nice, vibrant, rich blue, and you can see when you saturate it with Lucky Clover, oh man, the aqua color is really great. This does remind me, though, of Mermaid Lagoon, the blend that it creates. Beautiful color blend. Then I wanted to kind of dirty it up a bit. See what happens when I grunge this up. So here we've taken Ice Spruce. Now, Ice Spruce is a grayish blue, and when I take that grayish blue, mix it with the vibrant Lucky Clover, I get just a beautiful kind of, I don't even know what color that is, other than it's a color of good. I love it. I just think it's really nice how we've taken some of those blue tones, when we throw it in with the green, we get a great blend. So I wanted to dirty it down even more. So then I went in and took Lucky Clover, but this time I mixed it with some pumice stone. So pumice stone, of course, is kind of that dirty gray color, but you can see that it got much deeper in the blend, and I really like how that looks as well. It's often when you're kind of working with distressing things that you don't gravitate towards a bright color when you want to distress, but if you're going to mix it with a vintage color, you do get some really great kind of undertones that pop through there. So I love that blend of pumice stone. And then, of course, I wanted to mix it with a brown. I had to, so I've taken Vintage Photo. Now, Vintage Photo, really nice when it's mixed with Lucky Clover. I love that. I really love the contrast of the deep, rich, dark Vintage Photo, and of course that bright hit of Lucky Clover. So I really hope that you enjoy the color of Lucky Clover for the month of November. I'm really excited.